All right, welcome. This is our first video learning online that we're going to talk about our inventions. We didn't get to finish our units, so I wanted to talk about a few inventors. And today we're talking about Benjamin Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin, he was born on January 17th. He was born during the month that I was born. And he was born in Boston, Massachusetts. So if you wanted to even look on a map to find where that is compared to us in Utah, you can definitely do that. He was born in 1706, and from early age he wanted to be an inventor. So when he was 11 years old, he invented the fins that you could wear on your hand to help you swim. And later I'll have a book that I'll read about that. But very cool. So he thought of things and he questioned things, and that is something that all of us, and you'll see all the different things that he invented that help us even today. So let's read some other things. He loved to write. So he began working on a printer for his first paper, and he was some of the first, here is looking at his inventions, the public library. He felt it was important for other people to read, so he talked about that. The spins were one of his other first inventions. Because he made such a difference in our history of our world, he was also one of, they call our founding fathers, and he helped with the Declaration of Independence, so they gave him the job of being on the $100 bill because he was an influential person and he contributed a lot to our country. So I'm going to put that right on here. So if you haven't ever seen a dollar bill, that's what one looks like.
$100.
It's very cool. The other things he invented, he loved many things, but his favorite thing to learn about was electricity. And one of his famous inventions or experiments, because it wasn't really much an invention, because there was electricity out there, but no one could answer the questions of how it worked, why it worked. And so because of how his brain worked, he thought, let's fly a kite in a thunderstorm and add a key to the end. So his kite experiment helped him answer a lot of questions. And when you get older, you'll learn some more detail of that, but just know that when he did this experiment, it didn't give him the right answer, but it gave him other answers to questions, which came up with the electricity and how it worked. Let's see what other things that he did. He conducted many electro experiments, but again, that was his famous one. The lightning storm proved that electricity could be conducted from lightning, so they figured out lightning and how it would work. And then he also helped write, as I said, the Declaration of Independence. And last, one of his famous ones that maybe grandmas and grandpas are wearing, or things are bifocals. And the bifocals were done so people could see far away and still read their books. And bifocals were a huge thing that,
Bottom.
I'm like, where is it at? That have helped many people with reading and writing. So some other things that he invented, when they had fireplaces back long ago in 1742, which is 278 years ago, a long time ago, the smoke would stay in the house. And they'd have to have windows open so the heat wouldn't help. So he thought of a way, it's called the Pennsylvania fireplace, but then they renamed it the Franklin stove. And so that helped with the circulation of the heat, and it went around the back so it warmed the house up a little more. So the Franklin stove was something he invented. And the other thing is when he did his lightning experiment, lightning can be dangerous. And so he thought, to save buildings, he created what was called the lightning rod. And so many buildings have this on there, and what that does, it attracts the lightning so that way it won't hit the buildings and it hits the rod instead, and it keeps homes from being safe. Some other things he created or thought about, daylight savings. Some of us love it, some of us don't, but it was Ben Franklin who thought about it. The long arm grabber, we'll talk about that in a book I'm going to read later. The odometer on our car to see how far we go in distance. And another thing was the home delivery postal service, so helping us deliver mail to our friends and families to keep in touch. So Benjamin Franklin was a huge inspiration to many people in our country and our history, and he found many things. And one of the quotes that he said is, "Lost time is never found again." So during this time of being at home, remember it, have fun, play. So one of the things you could do, one of our projects, was going to be making a kite. Maybe spend some time, you can do it something like this, colorful. Maybe you can go outside and fly a kite. Create your own kite today or this week. Add a tail to it. Sometimes kites have, what are they called? The ties. on the tail. I don't know, decorate it, make it colorful. If you want to add a key to it, just don't do it in a thunderstorm. Don't do that. Just create a kite. Send me a picture if you want on blooms, or bring it in when we come back. Learn some more. Benjamin Franklin. Thanks.